There's a Sigmar. So is it these guys? And that's pretty cool. The boost to melee resistance when he's engaged by 2. I feel like you could build him as a very decent like blocking tank. Use him to tie up multiple enemies at once. Sounds kind of cool. This sounds really kind of cool. Build him with like a one-hander, it feels like, so you can get lots of attacks in. I wonder if this can stack more than once. It doesn't say if it can stack or not. That's useful on a henchman. That's kind of a weird one. Don't really like that on a henchman, but it's okay. So this guy I didn't really think very much of when I looked at him. He's strength and agility based too, I guess. But his stats started so much lower than the Cryptor's, I felt like. 8 and 12. Is this not agility based? That looks agility based to me. What are the weapons he can use? Doesn't matter. Maybe I could try Witch Hunters with that. So those are kind of neat to me. I need to create a level 0 Undead just to see. That was 812.
You have been paid a great honor by our lord and master, Count Vlad von Karstein. Among his subjects, living and undead.
See, but this is the difference I was looking at. When you look at the starting stats on this monster, he starts 1420. The initiative's still really good. I don't know what he gives up to make that, but those stats just seem like crazy good to start with. Like what am I losing for that? I mean, that's 6 more strength than the other guy. Right, so I kind of was interested in a little bit of the builds of that. The Mercs had some really neat things too. So oh, I just double clicked. Fuck. No, none of the specials can disengage. They're all kind of like. Where was it? What are the Mercs signal? Empire's Braves, I think those are the Mercs. So if I looked at them, their leader had a really neat ability for successful counterattacks. Increase parry chance by 10. After successful parry attempt, reduce the cost of a counterattack performed in response by 1 OP point. Which means if you built a parry build on him, you could probably take like 2 to 3 attacks on your turn and then still get two counterattacks off from like basically free or super reduced counterattack costs. That'd be really cool as a tank, kind of like a damage tank build. I dislike its parry, but whatever. Their unique seemed kind of bad to me. He's toughness and strength based, but I think avoidance is where it's at. So yeah, you'd be leveling weapon skill, so he'd end up parrying a lot. You'd end up getting Web of Steel, which just means he's going to be terrible versus the Rat Ogres and terrible versus the Chaos Spawn, because the Chaos Spawn and the Rat Ogres seem to use a weapon that ignores parry entirely. I don't know why there's a weapon that ignores parry entirely, but no weapon that ignores dodge entirely. That seems really, really stupid to me. So it just seems, again, worse to me here. He's got a lot of strength, but he's still not as strong. I think he's not even as strong as the Crypt Lord Horror, and he's got way less of that. Ogres get access to light armor. I see. That's interesting. So he could wear some sort of armor. I didn't think the armor was all that relevant in this game. I didn't like this girl. I thought this girl was kind of terrible. This was neat. Adaptable defense on the hero. This means as you're hitting damage, you're gonna be making it. As you hit, you're gonna be more likely to be to avoid damage, which I like. Didn't think very much of this guy. He's a multi-hero for multiple classes. Didn't think very much of this caster. I didn't think very much of the squire. This was kind of neat too. So I remember I was talking about potentially wanting some guys who could collect, and then have range damage, so they don't have to risk their loot in combat. Like those would kind of be neat to run that with the henchmen. And the other henchman had, after dealing melee damage, they get 20% extra chance to hit on their next attack. I thought those were kind of cool interactions, but those weren't even the coolest. It must have been chaos then. I wonder if it was chaos. Let me just go find the other ones. I want to walk through the other guys with you. There were some cool like special abilities they had too, and I looked through all of these last night, but it took me like an hour and a half to go through everything. And the fiends are the undead. Flames of Sigmar. There's one that like gets some like weird boost. It might be a movement boost when they picked up like maybe it was chaos. Let's go take a look. Like one of their minions got a movement boost when it picked up a weird stone. Should be fantastic for collecting more weird stones. Was it chaos? So I liked their impressive, I think the second most. You know, okay strength and really solid agility, and it's going to ignore parry entirely, which was pretty nice. You go look at the rest of their guys. I didn't think, what does this guy have? Didn't think very much of that. That was decent. Didn't think very much of that. I think he had some interesting spells like a damage buff, but I don't really like casters right now. This guy seemed like he could be fun. This is very similar to this is the Thrall's ability over here. So you could build him this way. He's like a strength Thrall as opposed to the Thrall's like 555. This guy starts at 773. So you'd build him parry probably, but it could still be fun with some sort of. You could even build him like toughness parry and melee resist. Should be nice. This guy seemed like. Remember I was talking about doing a charge build? This guy gets a damage buff after dealing damage with a charge attack. So you could charge in with an already bonus charge and make your further attacks do super more damage, which seems pretty fucking good. So if I want to do a parry build, it would be kind of, or a charge build, it'd kind of be fun to do that. No parry for him, only bracers. Oh, can bracers not parry? See, didn't even know that. Yeah, that I don't really like that much. After gathering weird stone, gain crit chance. And this guy has terror. I think terror is a pretty incredible skill, and I like having that on the impressives. It makes it, if they get swarmed, a little bit better. So, but I really dislike the idea of mutations. I haven't seen one yet. I wonder if I can recruit a hero with the mutation if we look for that. Are there heroes available that are more than level 1? Not at this. I'd have to do some missions to advance the timer. And then the Sigmar ones were kind of cool too. Yeah, but I think the higher swords don't spawn on the first day. At least I don't think so. So where are the Sisters of Sigmar? Is it this one? Sigmar's Enforcers? It's probably not. It's probably these are probably the brothers of Sigmar. Whatever the fuck they are. No, these are the sisters. Okay. We'll double check on the view hired swords, but yeah, there's none there. For them, I didn't even look at their impressive somehow. How did I not look at their impressive? Wait, what? I don't know. Did I forgot to spawn this at level 5? I forgot to spawn this at level 5. Alright, so we need to back out of that. Their impressive scary. She's one of the scariest when I fight her. I think she gets to wear heavy armor or something ridiculous, so she's fucking really tanky. No, Sigmar's Enforcers are level 5. I don't know why that's being like that. Let's just generate a new one.
In the name of most holy Sigmar, I greet you, sister.
How do you check how many items your guys are carrying into battle?
Long been in my mind.
I don't know what the question you're asking is. If you're asking the equipment, it's through the Warband management. You see it over. If you select a guy, you can see their items are in inventory. So what they're wearing is on their equipment tabs. That's helm, that's armor, that's shield, that's weapon. This is second weapon shot. These are the number of items they can carry in their inventory. And at the moment she has 0. If you put like a potion in there, it will show up in there. I have a hero blocking the impressive slot. Maybe that was what it was. Okay, so here's the impressive. And she was pretty strong, so she does really good damage. Her agility is a little bit lower, but it's not that much lower. I don't know if she can use dagger, flail, mace. Can she use dodge on this too? Because if she got dodge, she'd be pretty sick. What's her passive? Increases range resistance by 200. I don't think that's a very good passive at all, but okay, whatever. What does her weapons do? Flail. Max bypass, 15% armor absorption. That's good. Minus 15% melee damage after each successful attack. So it's basically a hammer with some sort of an axe rather with initiative plus initiative. What is the regular? Regular axes have minus initiative. Sigmarite Great Hammer does what? Has minus initiative on it. Okay, so flails are like faster hammers in this game. Sigmarite Great Hammer. Great Flail. Or am I thinking the right thing? I'm thinking axes. Where's an axe? Is there an axe to compare it to? I think there's an axe to compare it to right now. Great. Axe does not have the flail effect. It doesn't have the minus dodge either too. So okay, so that's even better then. So the flail is not only, it does armor penetration like an axe, and it doesn't have the extra dodge bonus that normally you have when dealing with a heavy weapon, and it seems faster. That's pretty good. So that's fairly interesting. The other thing I wanted to look at was their henchmen. I want to show you guys their henchmen because their henchmen are cool. I'll show you just a second. So skills on this girl were after gathering a weird stone, movement range increases by 2 meters for 2 turns, not stackable, which is fucking amazing. It makes her as fast as a rat after she's picked up a weird stone. So she could probably run around all day gathering weird stones on her, which would be awesome. And then there's the other one was after dealing melee damage, dodge chance increases by 5% for 1 turn. And they're agility based, so you'd build these as dodge tanks. That'd be pretty solid as well. So they just basically get 10% dodge, which means they're going to be even better as the basic minions. I liked both of those abilities. And then the heroes for the heroes. So let's move this girl out. So 2 of the heroes are faction heroes, which I don't like. I didn't like either. I don't like this guy. His abilities seem okay, I just don't like him. And she's a faction hero too. She had some cool things though, I believe. I think she had, was it her? The skills, her actives. Yeah, I had some of these like captain's orders stuff. She had some neat abilities. As did she have good passives? Oh, in and out. I think that was specific to the faction too. So you can get another bonus on the guy who's running around. All the expertise is interesting. There were some really cool things that could that the order here that could happen on that girl, as well as the specifics. I think the specific heroes were okay as well, so we'll double check. There's that one, and that one. Who is this? This one I was not very excited about. Only wear cloth. I don't think I was very excited about this character. Specials weren't that good. The skills I think were just basic sister skills, right? Yeah. But what about this girl? Is she good? Yeah, this was pretty cool too. After a successful charged attack, the target's parry or dodge stance is broken. I guess that's not that cool because mostly... Actually, is that useful at all? Is that... As I read that, is that totally useless? Because if you charge somebody, they get a chance to parry or dodge it. So you have to hit with your charge attack, okay. So they don't parry it, so what? Their parry stance is already spent. How is that useful? If she was in a stance, it would also break sidestep and web of steel. Doesn't say that, it just says parry or dodge stance, and sidestep and web of steel are a separate stance from parry or dodge. I know they're parry or dodge based, but when you activate the stance, it says you go into sidestep stance versus you go into web of steel. Actually sounds pretty bad. So maybe it was there another one I was looking at in here? I don't know. What is this girl? Sister Superior. Is she cool? Can't remember. No, it wasn't that cool. So I like the henchmen a lot in this one, and I like their impressive a lot. I didn't think all that much of their heroes. And what did the leader do? So her spells were Sigmar's Might, which I like. Kinda. Her passive, she had some passive skill that interacted with this. After successfully casting a spell, the cost of your next melee attack or charge is reduced by 1 offense point. Right. So you can do a mix of casting here a little bit more efficiently. So, I don't know. Someone had a heal in there, you're saying? Sigmar's Sister Superior has a heal? I didn't even check their individual spells for Sigmar. It's a skill. She doesn't have spells. Does anyone have a spell? A Purifier? No. She does, though. Yeah, I didn't really like that. I mean, the thing I do like about spells is you can target other people while you're in melee combat with somebody else. So you can help focus fire, but still be a melee. And both have access to heal. What is it called? Allies within 5 meters restore up to 20 wounds for cost of 5. That's 4 rather. That's pretty expensive. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. So there is some part of me that's interested in that. I don't really like order factions very often. And I was a little interested in trying some of those. I was kind of interested in doing Undead again. Like, I know it's kind of like, I can almost hear the groans right now. But I want to build the Thrall better. I would like to have a Thrall build I like. I don't have to do it all Undead again. I could just level 2 Thralls from scratch again. Should be a little bit painful, but might be okay. Yeah, I realize the Globadier has it. I don't like the Globadier. I don't like ranged in this game so far. I haven't seen any reason to use it. Maybe if most of your team was ranged and you had some blockers and you're trying to take advantage of terrain, but then half the fights spawn you like in range of the opponent anyway, so it doesn't really do something you can do. Maybe the Globadier would be decent with double heals. I mean, we were skilling up for that. It's just we never get any fucking experience on the character because he does almost no damage. you get more experience for doing damage, and he dies a lot, which means he's out of action all the time. I mean, that's this one. Take a look at our Glubadier. I mean, what do we have for skill points left on it right now? I got 6 unspent skill points. It's not that we aren't trying to get that up there. It's just... Is he wounded again right now?